Hi, I'm Kevin Dykstra from the History Channel's The Curse of Civil War Gold. You might be wondering, why are you seeing me here on YouTube? Well, I'll tell you. After season 1 and season 2 aired, so many people had reached out to me. So many people, it's almost impossible to return messages and to reach back out. So we decided to use a format like this to share the information that wasn't able to be put in the series. When we're filming a television show, the amount of time that we can put into each episode is so minimal, and the research is so great, so large. I want an opportunity to share some of the rest of the research. I'm pretty sure you'll find it quite interesting. What I want to do is go episode by episode, and we'll kind of fill in the blanks, if you will. Go a lot more in depth. We really want to show what happened back at the end of the Civil War. And like I said, with the network and the time they put into each episode, did a great job. I mean, very successful, very proud of the work that they did, along with the production company. But again, time constraints really left a lot of information out. So we're going to try to fill in some of the gaps. We'll go episode by episode, and then we'll fill in the gaps. We'll answer some of the questions that come across on each one of those episodes, and we'll try our level best to share all the research that's been done over the last almost a dozen years worth of doing research. So we're going to start out with the capture of Jefferson Davis. That was episode 1 in the show. It took place down in Irwinville, Georgia. It actually happened on May 10th of 1865. When Jefferson Davis was heading south, he had all kinds of wagons of gold with him, a lot of treasure that just basically came up missing. My research is, where did that treasure go? Where is it today? Do we know? Is it still somewhere? A deathbed confession was shared to me by Frederick J. Monroe. He told me about $2 million worth of gold bullion in a boxcar at the bottom of Lake Michigan. And the hunt was on. My feeling was, if there's $2 million worth of gold, or roughly 6,000 pounds of gold at the bottom of Lake Michigan, it must have come from somewhere. I don't think anybody can misplace or lose 6,000 pounds of gold without it showing up somewhere. So my feeling was, maybe we know about the missing gold. Maybe we just know it under a different circumstance. So that led to the search. The Confederate gold was really the only gold that I could find missing anywhere, especially in that quantity. But when the research started, it was this event, the capture, the missing gold, started in 1865 down in Georgia. What connection could that have to Michigan, to Frankfort, Michigan? So the research started, because there was nothing else there was no other missing gold to look for. So this is where I focused, and things started to turn up. Interesting things. I think things you really couldn't say were a coincidence. Here's the first thing that turned up. Jefferson Davis was caught down in Georgia by a group, the 4th Michigan Cavalry. That was the first thing that really kind of piqued my curiosity. A group from Michigan caught Jefferson Davis. So I started looking into the group from Michigan. And what I found was, it was actually commanded by a Colonel R.H.G. Minty. He was the commander of the 4th Michigan Cavalry. When I looked into him and his family, I found out that his wife Grace Ann, after the war, she actually moved to Traverse City, Michigan. Well, Traverse City, Michigan's only about 30 miles from Frankfort. So here I have the wife of the colonel that captured Jefferson Davis living 30 miles from where the boxcar is supposed to be at the bottom of Lake Michigan. Well, I'll tell you what, my concerns about being down in Georgia and having any connection to Michigan, that fell by the wayside. Once I realized how close that family was to where the gold is supposed to be, it really pushed the search even further. And when I say search, I mean questions pull up, questions come up, time and time again, questions. Well, did he have any children? Where did the children live? And then I found out that Colonel Minty had a son who lived right in Muskegon, which is where I heard the deathbed confession. At that point, I really felt that this research is going to grow some legs. I have the connection with Traverse City, which is, like I said, 30 miles from Frankfort, with his wife. I have his son right here in Muskegon. So, again, Georgia certainly didn't seem too far away at this point. Researching Robert H. Minty, which is the son of Colonel Minty, I found that his office was in the same building as Hackley National Bank. Actually, Charles Hackley owned the building that Colonel Minty's son was working in. And then I found out that one of the vice presidents of the bank was Colonel Minty's brother-in-law. Colonel Minty's wife, Grace Ann, who lived in Traverse City, her brother was the vice president of Hackley Bank. So all of a sudden, the whole connection, the fear of Georgia being too far away, I'm putting together a group of very significant people. And they definitely had connection to Jefferson Davis and the gold. So I spoke with an author, the author Rand Bitter, who wrote a book about Colonel Minty in the Sabre Brigade. Did a wonderful job, packed full of information. And in the book, Rand Bitter printed a photograph of Colonel Minty's wife, Grace Ann, wearing this necklace with a huge coin in the middle of the necklace. And Rand proceeded to tell me that that coin came from the capture of Jefferson Davis. And I thought that to be a bit puzzling, because I don't know how the ownership could go directly to Colonel Minty to the form of being able to make a necklace out of it, kind of like a trophy is what I felt. So I reached back out to Rand and I was like, if Colonel Minty has this coin in this necklace, do we know that that's the only gold that he got from that capture? And Rand Bitter assured me, he said, no, that wasn't the only gold that he got. Colonel Minty had a pair of cufflinks made out of some too. Well, that right there says Colonel Minty had some of the gold. I find it hard to believe that a person could have some of that gold without knowing what happened to the rest of it. My gut feeling is I'm sure he knew where the rest of that gold went. And I'm sure he knew who was involved. Probably himself to some point. I think these videos will be interesting if you're interested in this type of history. Judging by the response that I got personally after the shows aired, yeah, it seems like a lot of people are interested. Very humbling to have so many people reach out to me. So what my hopes are is if this video is successful and people do like it and possibly subscribe to it, we can reach back out and let you know when the next video is coming out. We're going to try to do these on a regular basis, but honestly, I think a lot of it is going to be demand driven. If you're interested in this stuff and you subscribe, and possibly if you know somebody who's interested in it as well, maybe you could inform them if they want to hear these broadcasts. But I'm really excited to be able to share more of this information, more of this research. There's so much of it, just so much of it. So like the channel, subscribe to it if you would. Tell your friends and family if you think they'll be interested in it. And we'll let you know when the next video will surface. Take care.